Hi, this is Nomi Shannon, the Raw Gourmet. Today I want to talk to you about salad. I was at an event last weekend up in Northern California, and I was a member on a panel, and one of the questions posted to the panel was, we spend between 2 and 3 hours a day preparing our meals. And I'm like, whoa, that's a long time to spend making food. I would imagine that anyone spending 2 to 3 hours a day making food, that eventually it would break down. So after about an hour afterwards, when I was back at my booth, a couple who I know came over to me and they said, we're the ones that take 2 to 3 hours a day to prepare our food. And I was very surprised because I knew they had been eating raw food for a while. And so I just want to make some food for you in a way that helps you to see that it just doesn't take that much time. You certainly have to have the right food in the house. So I'm going to make kind of a typical salad for myself that I would make maybe at lunchtime. I usually have green smoothies and don't have as many salads as I used to, but still. Today I'm just going to make a simple salad, and the next time I make you a salad, I'll show you how to marinate some veggies and put the greens on top of it and then bring it to a party like that and then just toss when you're ready. Today I'm just going to do a throw together salad. So here's the organic greens. I bought at my local supermarket, but you find these at Costco and Sam's Club, places like that. And then I do use them fresh as they are from the box without bothering to wash them again. That saves a huge amount of time, and I do believe, based on history of what's happened with these companies, that they're very careful about washing them. And I've never had a problem with it. If you choose to wash them, that's great. Now what I'm going to do is just add some flavor. I'll throw in some cilantro, which I like, and some basil, which I also like a lot. And it's going to make it very flavorful to have both cilantro and basil. I actually have some mint in the fridge. I could use that too. You want your salad to just taste delicious to you, okay? You want your taste buds to just be very happy with them. I'll throw in some olives. And I've got some nice sprouts here. I'll throw these in. And then what I do is, sometimes I use this gadget and sometimes I don't. Today I'm going to use it to show you how it works. It's a lot of fun. It's even more useful when you're making large quantities. This is dulse. It's dried dulse. And I've got big pieces right now. I like to have a little shake thing of dulse, you know, like a salt shaker, and they're flakes, but I don't have any of that right now. Some people wash this off because they feel it's too salty. I kind of like it just the way it is, so. But I do want to tear it into smaller bits. Just a little bit. If you eat dulse twice a week or 3 times a week, that should be plenty to give you some of that iodine from the sea, which is an important nutrient. And that's it. I'm keeping it pretty simple. The colorful things you'll notice I'm keeping out. So I'm going to use a little bit of flaxseed oil, and the reason I have the chopstick in it is because I keep mine frozen. I just don't use a bottle up fast enough, and flaxseed oil degrades. Now I want you to see the color. If you'll bring the camera right over and take a shot from above, see the actual color of flaxseed oil. It's dark brown. And it's just the same stuff you buy at the store, Barlean's highest lignin flax oil. What you want to do when you get it home is take a chopstick and stir it up. If you're looking at a clear yellow or amber, you haven't stirred the lignins up from the very bottom. And that's the important part of the flaxseed that you need. And that's what turns it brown. The lignins are stirred up. Now, when I keep it in the frozen state, they usually stay suspended. But I haven't had it out long enough to completely thaw, so I did this to get it to thaw for you in time. Now I'm going to use something that really isn't on the good to eat raw food list, but you know what? I'm reminded of a story that Anna Maria Clement told when I worked at Hippocrates, and it was the story of a little girl who was very, very ill, and she really needed to be on a program of all raw food and juices, and she really had a hard time eating it. She was, you know, not old enough to grasp the full reasons. And she said, you know, if this just had my favorite dressing, some bottle dressing or other, I would eat anything you give me. And so they went out and they bought her favorite dressing so that she could have the benefit of the raw foods. So I just love balsamic vinegar. I don't exactly, it certainly isn't a raw food, so I'm not going to extol its virtues. All I'm going to say is the vinegar that's considered correct for raw food is raw apple cider vinegar, which doesn't appeal to me as much, and it is raw. The only information I've really been able to get about, why not to eat vinegar is it interferes with enzymes and things like that. But I eat a tiny amount of it very rarely, so I'm coming out of the bad vinegar closet today. And I'm also going to come out of the bad oil closet. This is toasted sesame oil. I was talking to another raw fooder and she was saying how delicious sesame oil makes everything taste. Well, I'm sure she didn't realize that if her food tasted delicious, it was toasted sesame oil, because uncooked, raw sesame oil doesn't have any decent taste at all. So I use this in such minute quantities that I wind up throwing the bottle out before I ever use it up, because I just love half a teaspoon, a quarter of a teaspoon. I just love the taste that imparts, a very Asian kind of taste. And then I'm just going to put a teeny tiny bit of something sweet. In this case, maple syrup. You can use whatever you want. But here's the thing. Anytime you're making food, you want to have all the taste. Sweet, sour, salty, bitter. I always forget the fifth one. But you know what I mean. And if there's something missing, when you taste it, then think through what you use. So, there's something salty.